Hello, good afternoon. You've tuned into Your Stocks coming live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studios. I'm Vinny Motiwala. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. A good day coming in for the markets today. We're seeing that benchmark indices managing to hold on to green. Mid-cap, banks, all of them are managing to hold on to some bit of a green today. So in terms of banks, yes, slight bit of an underperformance. But otherwise, Nifty, look at it right now. Let's start with that, right? 0.3% of gains, day's highest point right now. Bank Nifty also has recovered from the day's lowest point. So we're seeing from the red, it's moved to the green as well. So that is what we're watching out for. Bank Nifty holding on to 55,600 levels. Mid and small cap, they slipped in the red, and then that recovery. Mid cap also trading at the day's highest point. Small cap, too, at the day's highest point. 0.7% of gain is what we've seen coming in right now for the Nifty small cap as well. So interesting day coming in for the markets. Open in the green, went in the red, and then again in the green is what we're seeing coming in. A realty today, that's where a bit of a red is today. Yesterday, that was some bit of an outperformance there versus the other indices. But today, Nifty Realty is giving up some bit of a gain there. So 0.8% of decline is what we're seeing coming in for the Nifty Realty. Top sectoral gainer today coming in from the metals side. So Nifty Metals is the top sectoral gainer. Keep an eye on that. Other than that, IT is also something that's managing to hold on to the green. So as of now, when you're looking at it in terms of charts for all of them, most of them are trading at the day's highest point, whether you look at the benchmark indices or the mid and small cap, and obviously mid cap and outperformance coming in there as well. But that's how the market setup is looking like. On that note, let's get started with the show. This is a show where we solve all your stock related queries, and to do just that, we have our experts joining in with us, Astha Jain of Securities, as well as Somil Mehta from Mirae Asset Sharekhan. Somil as well as Astha, good afternoon, and thank you so much as always for joining with us on the show. Somil, a quick check in terms of the markets today. What are we watching out for in terms of levels for the Nifty? Today, 24,600, at least we are above that mark right now. Is this sustainable?
Absolutely. I think we have started bouncing back from the lower end of the range, which is 24,500. 24,500 is the lower end of the range. So I think we are heading towards 24,800 in a couple of days. And if we close about 24,850, I think the next level would be 25,100. So overall bullish, short-term bullish on the index. Medium-term bullish, and the medium-term targets will be 25,500. So a buy on decline should be the strategy.
A buy on decline should be the strategy that is coming in for the markets right now. But let's get started with the queries. The first query for today is coming from Leela, who's writing to us from Bangalore. She's holding 2,000 shares of Heritage Foods, purchased at 434 rupees. Right now making some bit of a profit because the stock is at 448 rupees. She's asking at what levels can she hold the stock for if her time period is 3 to 6 months. Astha, Heritage Foods, how are you looking at it in terms of overall the performance coming in from the company? We've seen the numbers go by as well. Profits saw a bit of a drop this time in Q4 specifically. So 3 to 6 month time period, does it merit holding it, or maybe, the little bit of a profit they're making, rather book it?
Hi, good afternoon to all of you. See, talking about this quarter, yes, there was a drop in the profit. But if I take full FY25 numbers, the numbers were on the higher side, whether I talk about your operating profit or bottom line as well as revenue. One thing is that. Another thing which I'm liking about this company, that they are market leaders, especially if I talk about their curd and paneer. And thirdly, they have done certain acquisitions which now helping them towards the contract manufacturing. So looking after all the factors, I believe that this stock is well poised to show some more upside from here, and we are recommending a hold on this counter with the price target of 470 to 480. So my idea here is to stay invested, and this counter can touch 470 to 480 levels in the medium term.
Okay. Keep an eye out on those levels over there for the medium term. Somil, on the charts and technicals, what's the view coming in for Heritage Foods? When you're looking at it overall, today surely we're seeing an uptick coming in, but otherwise, there was a decline in the last month as well. So what are we watching out for last 6 months when you're looking at it? Last 1 year, nothing exciting. Does it merit holding the stock, or is there a pattern that's formed where we could see some outperformance now in the near term?
I think a medium-term bottom is in place. We have seen a consolidation in the last couple of months between 435 and 370. So this range has broken on the upside. So the basing out pattern has broken on the upside, which is a good sign. The second point is that 200 daily exponential moving average. This stock is trading above 200 daily moving average, which is a good sign again. I'll be expecting at least 525 levels in the medium term outlook with a stop loss of 419, a very good risk reward ratio. And I think you can hold on for a little while as well. Above 525, keep trailing your stop loss and keep holding the stock.
Okay. Keep an eye out on those levels over there. Next query for today. Asha Francis is writing to us from Kolkata. She's holding 18 shares of M&M, I beg your pardon, bought at a price of 2,680 rupees per share. She's a short-term investor and wants to know the future prospects of the stock. Right now, obviously, she's making a profit on this one. Astha, again, one more short-term investor. But M&M, we have good commentary also coming in. I think in this right now, just a couple of days ago, they spoke to CNBC-TV18 on the auto sales numbers. They spoke about next few months, how they're looking at in terms of growth, FY26 in the CV industry. They're expecting good growth coming in terms of replacement cycle. That is also something they're expecting to kick in. Commentary seems to be positive. Outlook for M&M, what are we watching out for?
Definitely, outlook is also positive on the back of the kind of facilities now they are opening. In fact, they have opened one EV and battery state-of-the-art facility at Chakan in Pune. And in fact, they have acquired 59% stake in the SML Isuzu that is basically helping them in expanding their presence in the truck segment. So overall, the kind of growth strategy which this company is working on, kind of results they are giving, definitely signaling towards more upside from here. Recommending a hold as well as buy on dip strategy can also be applied to this counter with the initial price target of 3250 to 3270.
Okay, keeping an eye out on those levels over there. Somil, your view on the charts and technicals for M&M. The viewer wants to hold it for a short term only. So does it merit holding it now?
Definitely. M&M is the only stock probably in the auto space where I'm a little positive. Other stocks like Tata Motors and Bajaj Auto, these stocks are a little sideways, but M&M has the momentum. I think in the very short term, you can keep a stop loss of around 2954, and the targets would be around, the first target would be around 3175, and the next target would be around 3275. So these are the two targets you can hold on in the short term.
Okay, keep an eye on those levels. Next query for today is coming from Gopala Krishnan, who's writing to us from Kerala, holding 550 shares of Bajaj Housing Finance, bought immediately after the IPO. So the price was 177. Now he's a short-term investor, wants to know whether he should hold or switch. They're making a loss in this one. Bajaj Housing Finance, Astha, your view coming in, does it merit looking at some of these other names, housing finance companies, NBFCs, or in the financial space? Would you look at maybe banks or something more than that?
I think it's better to keep on holding this counter, that is Bajaj Housing Finance, at least for the price target of 135 to 145 at the initial levels. Now, talking about this counter, there is one issue which I find is mostly not playing well for the company, and that is its valuation. Apart from that, the kind of AUM growth which we have witnessed in this counter is very strong. In fact, their GNP and NPA ratios at around 0.28% and 0.11% respectively itself indicates a strong asset quality which this company is having. So overall, valuations are mainly, I think, acting as a dampener as of now, and that's why we are not seeing that stock performing so strongly. But in the near term or in the coming time, I think this stock can move till the level of 135 to 145. So there are the chances to book or exit from the position. So right now, idea here is to stay invested.
Okay, idea is to stay invested. Astha also mentioned some levels in the initial phase, so keep an eye out on that. Somil, your view coming in for Bajaj Housing Finance, right? That listing happened in somewhere in September 2024. Since then, there's not an uptrend that's coming on the charts. Now, on the charts, could we expect any sort of an uptrend?
It's been in the downtrend for a little while, trading below 200 daily moving average, struggling to go even above 200, 40 daily moving average, which is a negative sign for the stock. I would say that it would be in this range between 110 and 130. Once it crosses above 200 daily exponential moving average, only then it will be a little more attractive from here. Once it closes above 130 levels, I think the next level to watch out would be 147. But now, for now, it is in the downtrend. I would say it will keep in the range between 115 and 130. So nothing much happening here.
Okay, nothing much happening here. That's the word coming in there. Could remain in the range is what Somil is saying. Next query for today is from PC Achaya, who's writing to us from Bangalore, holding 200 shares of CG Power. Purchase at a price of 550 rupees per share, currently making a profit on this one. Wants to know whether he should continue to hold or book out his profits at current levels. Astha, your view coming in for CG Power. They had reported their numbers just last month. Largely, it seemed like an inline set of numbers that came in from the company. What is the view now coming in for CG Power? Are there any good positive triggers or signs on the fundamentals that the viewer should continue to hold and wait out for more profits?
Yes, I think so, because what happened in their numbers, industrial business and power segments, I mean, these two are their segments. So industrial business was not able to perform so strongly because of the rise in the copper prices, as well as some of the new business that are still in the investment mode. But their power system segment is performing strongly, and we have seen some market share gain in that segment also. So that segment is mainly helping the company in posting good margins because blended margins were at the average level. Now, if another trigger which I watch about this company is about their order book, which has shown a very strong growth, and right now they have 106 billion rupees order book. So I think that order book indicates a strong revenue visibility going ahead. So there are few triggers which indicate that the stock has a potential to move more upside from here, and hence recommending a hold as well as buy with a price target of 810.
Okay, thank you so much for that. But Somil, your view coming in for CG Power. What is the view you have on the charts and technicals?
In the very short term, we've seen a lot of sectoral rotation, and I think power stocks are just being very sideways in the last couple of weeks. Now, I think we've already got some momentum in CESC. CG Power as well today is looking good. It has taken support at 20 daily moving average, and I think from here, in the very short term, my target should be around 730, and the next target would be around 810. Stop loss would be very good. I mean, the risk reward ratio would be very good. 675 would be my stop loss in the very short term. In the medium term outlook, 650 would be my stop loss. I don't see that breaking on the downside, because it is 200 daily exponential moving average. Short term, medium term positive for CG Power.
Short-term, medium-term, positive for CG Power. That's a view coming in on the technicals as well. But on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break, viewers. And as we slip into the break, we're excited to unveil our brand new global business news channel, the all-new CNBC TV18 Prime, bringing you insights from policymakers, business leaders and economists shaping both the world and India's future. CNBC TV18 Prime decodes global shifts and their impact on Indian businesses, giving you unparalleled insights. Tune into CNBC TV 18 Prime at 12 noon for the Global Reset and Global Lens at 8:30 p.m. Welcome back to Your Stocks in CNBC TV18. We still have with us Astha Jain of Securities and Somil Mehta from Mirae Asset Sharekhan. Let's keep it going with the queries then. The next query is coming from Rakesh, who is writing to us from New Delhi, holding 130 shares of Colgate India. This is at a price of 3,200 rupees per share, making a loss of this one. Stock is at around 2,480 rupees. Wants to know the prospects of his investments. He's making a loss, obviously, on this one. So what should he watch out for now? Astha, in terms of numbers in Q4 also, doesn't seem to be anything exciting, right? Volumes were flat. Urban slowdown was something that was indicated. Growth also seemed to be a bit of a drag. Colgate, what should they do? Should they just get out of the stock, book their losses, look at some other FMCG or consumption company? What is the view there?
So I think if they book losses, then it will be huge at the present level because the stock is trading much below the cost price of 3,200. So idea here is to stay invested now. As we know, yes, the numbers were challenging because what we were saying is that the urban as well as rural, both the demands were soft during the quarter, and hence we have seen the numbers were very muted. But going ahead now, their toothbrush segment is performing well, and in fact, the company is expanding their personal care portfolio. So on that basis, I think in the medium term, the stock can move higher, and hence right now just stay invested in this counter. Although initial price target which we are capping for this counter is at around 2,700 odd levels, but I think idea here is to remain invested till those level and again review the query in our show.
Okay, absolutely. We'll do that. Right now, just stay invested. Somil, your view coming in the charts and technicals. When I was looking at it, somewhere in Jan 2024, it was around these 2,500 levels. And then by October 2024, September, October 2024, it had reached 3,700, 3,800 odd levels. Could we expect that given that we are trading around that mark, again, that run-up is possible, given that we have not seen any run-up after that, and again, instead of fall that is seen in the last 6 months specifically?
In the last 6 months, it is struggling to go above 200 daily moving average. But I have to say this, that it has broken out of a small ending diagonal pattern a couple of months back, and it has bounced back from those levels of around 2,300. Now it is again in a very broad range of 2,750 and 2,450. I think this it is looking good in the very short term, and if it closes above the 200 daily exponential moving average, which is 2,750, if it closes about 2,750, I think we will see a very good run up on the upside, at least for a target of 3,100 and above. But at this point of time, short term is positive, and once it closes about 200 daily moving average, the medium term also will become positive.
Okay, so hold, short and medium term will become positive. Wait out for those levels over there. Hold coming in from both on the technical as well as the fundamental front. The next query for today is coming from Minakshi, who's writing to us from Ghaziabad. It's an investment query. So she's asking if she can invest in ONGC for the long term. Astha, your view coming in, in the oil and gas space, is ONGC something that they should look at, or there are other bets? What is your view?
So in the results, we have seen it was a miss on the bottom line front, and mainly that was due to the high exploration cost. In fact, their KG-98/2 ramp up is also being pushed to FY27. So I think there is a delay in that production also. So moreover, I think let's wait for some more dips to come because the results were not very exciting. In fact, their production has also been delayed. So I think one can wait for the lower levels to make an entry to this counter. This counter is good in the oil and gas space to invest in, but at the lower level of around 225 to 20 odd levels. So idea here is to invest at the dips at around 225 odd levels with a price target of 260, 270 in the medium to long.
Okay. Wait for some bit of a dip coming in there before you invest. It's a good company for the medium to long term is the view on the fundamentals. Technicals, what's the story playing out like, Somil?
I think ONGC, overall, I like the chart patterns on ONGC because it has been trading between 220 and 260 levels. I think this range will break on the upside. It is a basing out pattern for the stock, and it has been correcting for a little while now. So I think this basing out pattern will break on the upside. The breakout levels would be around 255. Once it closes about 255, I think I think we'll see a very good levels on the upside. The medium term targets would be around 300. I would see this stock making new highs very soon, but the breakout levels would be 255.
Okay, keep an eye out on those levels over there. Our next query for today is coming from Thomas George, who's writing to us from Kochi. He's holding 100 shares of Hitachi Energy. Average price of this is at 4,887 rupees. Okay, so they're holding this for a while. The stock is trading at 19,000 right now. He's asking if he should book profits, stay invested. What should they do? Astha, your view coming in for Hitachi Energy.
So view is to stay invested in this counter, although in the short term we might see, not so much of the higher price levels because valuations here are high. Results were quite well. They have got the leadership in certain areas, but if I look about the valuations, definitely valuations are not that very strong, and that is the major drawback for this company. So maybe due to that, in the short term, we might not see such a strong momentum in the prices, but in the longer term or medium term, I believe the stock is well poised to move till the level of 21,500. So idea here is to stay invested in those level with patience because in the short term we might not see such a higher level so easily.
Patience. I think the viewer is holding it for a very long time, but 21,500, yes, why not hold for it when you're making more profits? That's a view coming in there from Astha. But Somil, your view on the charts and technicals as well. Book out some with profit, continue holding. What are the levels that they should watch out for?
Very strong momentum here, strong uptrend. I don't see this going down too much in the short term. Maybe sideways momentum, but overall, I think it should stay about 20 and 40 daily moving average, which is a little deep because the momentum has been so strong. My levels for a stop loss would be 16,230. That would be my level for a stop loss. However, if you want, you can book out some profit, buy on declines again in the very short term. That is a short term trade. But if you are a long term investor, stay invested because it has a very good momentum on the upside in monthly charts and quarterly charts.
Okay, monthly, quarterly charts, long-term trends, continue to stay invested in this one. You could make more profits. That's the view coming in from both our experts, the fundamental and on the technical front. But that was the last query for today. So Astha as well as Somil, thank you so much for joining in with us on the show. And viewers, thank you so much as always for sending us your query. Remember, you can always email us your queries. The email address is flashing at the top of your screens right now. And our experts will solve them. But with that, we'll wind down this edition. Thank you so much for tuning in. Up next, your closing bell to take you through the last hour of trade.